If you want to find a top-quality young footballer in England, you might look at the youth academies of Manchester United or Liverpool. There's West Ham, whose alumni include Rio Ferdinand and Frank Lampard, or Southampton, who produced Theo Walcott and Gareth Bale. However, there's another champion of youth football, one that doesn't get quite as much attention. This particular football factory in the northeast of England is not some big club's academy, far from it. Yet despite this, it's grown to be one of the foremost producers of professional footballers in the country.
Steve Bruce, Peter Beardsley, Michael Carrick, and Shearer.
These are just a few of the players who once wore the green and yellow of Wallsend Boys Club. It boasts a roll of honour that most professional academies would envy. Overall, Wallsend has produced over 70 players that have gone on to play professional football, many in the top flight. President Peter Kirkley arrived in 1968 and has overseen the club's development over the past 40 years.
All of the players that have made anything out of their lives has been the amount of work that they have put in. It's all right us saying, yes, we want you to do this, but if they don't do it, they don't make progress. Alan Shearer was an example. Alan lived the forest away. Alan was first at training and last away, and never missed a training. I have to say that I never thought Alan would ever achieve what he has achieved, and he always reminds me of that.
Wallsend Boys Club was founded in 1904 by the employees and directors of Swan Hunter Shipyard in order to provide recreational activities for the apprentices and young people in the area. Based in North Tyneside, not far from Newcastle United St James's Park, it's been a beacon of youth football excellence since the 70s. What isn't so well publicised is that it also provides a great environment for kids to play. It's a club right at the heart of the community.
I remember a policeman calling in one Friday night, they used to just put that head in the door to the boys club where we were playing five-a-side, and he said to me, he says, Pete, he says, do you realise that I've got no trouble on the high street on a Friday and Saturday night? I says, no, I didn't know that. He says, well, you should. He says, you've got them all in here. And that said a lot for the area, didn't it? They knew where the kids were. They were playing five-a-side football.
Wallsend's original headquarters had to be demolished in 2012 after being damaged by high winds. However, the year before, the club opened its first football centre, a major milestone as for most of its existence, matches and practice sessions have been run on whatever patches of council-owned grass could be found. However, Wallsend's fame can sometimes be a bit of a burden because many assume the club's success must mean there's a lot of money involved. But that's simply not the case. Club chairman Steve Dale and vice president Sid Sharp.
We did get finance to support a lot of the youth work that we do, outreach work, where we go out into the North Tyneside community just to try and engage with youngsters. Doesn't matter whether they're good, bad or indifferent at football, and we used to bring them back into those premises. Well, since we had to condemn that building, we don't have the facility here to do that type of work, so we're totally self-supporting at the moment.
The club's fortunate in one respect in that we've got a number of sponsors who have been with the club for a number of years and they help to support the team. We don't get any financial assistance from any of the professional clubs for the players that have gone there. The fundraising is done by the managers, by the committee who get involved with it to try and keep the club operating like that. But other than that, we don't get any other funds.
In 1968, Wallsend had one team. Now there are over 400 members, and you can take your pick from 27 teams at different age levels, all playing under the watchful eye of Head of Development, Ian Riley.
The emphasis on that they come along and enjoy themselves. You have a certain amount of discipline, because without discipline, you can't get through anything. But the boys come in here, as I say, at 3 to 7. At 6 they'll start playing in organised matches and organised leagues, and that'll progress right through to the 16. And other clubs may take boys at 8-year-old. Sometimes they are released and they come back to us So obviously we're putting a lot of work in along the line, and some boys don't get picked up till 15, 14, 16. So a club like ourselves, although we're world famous, we still need money to survive, and we do struggle at times. So some financial reward would be accepted gratefully.
The club has had 4 representatives at various FIFA World Cups since 1986. For those who guard the legacy of this institution, the future is about their larger responsibilities, and not just how many of their players sign professional forms.
We've never had bad publicity of our players. They've always carried on what they were taught at the boys club, and what you're getting now is ex-players bringing their kids back because they said that the experience that they got at the boys club, they want their boys and girls to get the same experience, and that's says a lot to us. That just to see the little ones' faces this morning, how much they enjoy it. I think that's the important part of what we set out to try and achieve. So let's hope we can keep that going.
The production line may well continue to produce professionals in the future, but that's not what Wallsend Boys Club is about. Football is the world's greatest sport because to play it is to experience joy. That simple reason is why so many people, including the youngsters at Wallsend, love it so much.